Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Friday, the 9th of August, 2024. So, synoptic situation then. Well, this is as of midnight last night, and there was quite a bit of rain, I think, went through last night. Probably most of you felt it with the strong winds. If you run that forward through to midday today, it's showing that cold front has cleared off to the east, and we're left in a fairly fresh, westerly, unstable airflow. Run out forwards for tomorrow. We might have a problem tomorrow with a warm sector over us, and have a quick look at Sunday. Yeah, we may have an issue on Sunday. So I think it's going to be the last good soarable day for a while. Spot wind today, giving about 20 knot wind at 2,000 feet. So it's going to be quite a brisk flying wind today. And the cloud situation, there's the back end of that front going through now, and we're left in a reasonably clear, unstable westerly flow underneath. Interesting to see all the wave throughout the whole of the country. We'll keep going on a little bit about our Boyne, but they're going to get it in Wales as well, and even over Northern Ireland, they're going to get wave today. Rain, there's the rain disappearing with that cold front now, and we're in a nice, clear, dry patch of air, I believe. If I just run through the forecast, again, there's a rain out to the east over that cold front, and there are a couple of little showers out over the southwest. But where we're going to be is going to be clear pretty well throughout the day and into the evening, which would be nice. Local forecast is giving us a nice fresh 12 knots straight down runway 27. Top temperature around about 22, feeling a little bit cooler with the wind. But notice the gusts again. We're still going to have gusts today, about 25, 26 knots. So we just need to be especially careful with ground handling, canopies and the like. GFS is indicating max temperature today of 23 with a dew point down at around about 11. There's a view outside the window. Nice fresh windsock, as you can see. And if I run through, the temperature's actually gone down slightly in the last half hour or so, but 16.3 degrees, the dew point about 14 at the moment, and a nice fresh west-southwesterly breeze. Dave is indicating a good afternoon, perhaps, with thermals of 5,000 feet, maybe thereabout, but be careful because they're going to be shallow Q, and it's quite possible they could go blue throughout the day. And in fact, the top meteo really does think it's going to be blue, but we know we've got to compromise somewhere between them. Odium is giving 30 knots from the west, broken cloud at 1,400 feet, which is pretty well what we just had. And if I look at Farnborough, again, 12 knots from the west, scattered at 1,700 and 2,200. And more importantly, going forwards, it's going to be reasonably clear. Interesting, between 7 and 9 o'clock this morning, a bit of rain and drizzle. Well, that's all gone through now. Top meteo, so projected flight distance for top meteo is pretty good, as you can see, up and down the country, up to around about Hull, that sort of area. And if I run through the thermals, so this is at 10 o'clock this morning, indicating a bit of cumulus to about 2,400 feet thereabouts. And if I run that through, this is now 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Notice the influence of the blue now, but thermals here to about 3,500 foot by 12. And this is 1 o'clock local, 2 o'clock, again, more influence of the blue here, but certainly cumulus and high cloud bases the further north you go, just north of Oxford, Bicester area, look at 1,700 meters. So that's pretty high for this time of the year, I'd suggest. Sky sight is indicating a very similar area to go flying today, up and down the country. And but locally, this is their forecast. They definitely think that after about 10:30, it's going to be blue here, with thermals only going to about 3,500 foot. Dave is indicating that it's going to be going a lot higher, and a steady breeze straight down runway 27. A little bit of upper cloud that's clearing us, and I think it's the slowness of this upper cloud behind that front that is delaying the day being as good as what we all hoped is going to be. But it is clear and getting thinner, and should be reasonable 3.5, 4 knot average thermals a bit later on today. NOTAM wise, very busy in the local area, and I'll brief about that separately in a minute. But 28, 29, and 30 is this area down down here, which is all to do with the Odium Families Day today. I'll go into that in more detail shortly. 23 is usual Barton Stacey, 31 is the usual Ash Range, 32 is the usual Uphaven, 39 is Otmore, all live firing or quite low stuff, except the Odium brief, which I'm going to brief in more detail now. So then, Odiham. There is an airspace coordinators notice out for Odium. It's been out for about a month now. But the really important things are there's air displays all day from 12 till 6 o'clock local. And the really important ones, red arrows from 1:40 till 2:15 local. That's when they're going to take our airspace out. Okay, surface to 4,000 feet for all of that. So this is the airspace for the Odium Day per se. So 12 till 6 local, surface to 4,000 foot, a circle, 3 nautical miles radius of Odium. And you can see where we are down the corner here. So we're just outside of it. So it's really important that we stay well clear to the north, west or south of that extended radius today for Odium for general flying from 12 o'clock. Now the reds display, that's extended now to 6 miles outside of Odium, and you can see that Lasham is placed nicely within it. So there'll be no operations, departures or arrivals at Lasham during the period 1:40 to 2:15 local. We'll all sit on the ground and watch the display if we're here. Okay, it's a surface to 4,000 foot circle with a 6 nautical mile radius. Stay well clear to the north, west or south if you are airborne. Now, this actually includes Basingstoke, this circle, so you're going to have to be a lot further north and a lot further west or south to remain clear. And you need to ensure that you don't have to be in a situation where you need to glide back to land at Lasham during that period, because you'll be penetrating the reds air display rat. Interestingly, picked up yesterday that Skydeem has also now got this 10 nautical mile radius from Odium. It's for this morning, 7 till 12, and what it is just an area of intense aerial activity. There's lots of obviously people going into or around Odium, so we just need to be aware of it. We can continue operation. It's a bit like Oxford Kidlington used to have in AAI, a area of intense activity, and so it's high marked here. I did talk to air traffic at Odium yesterday and said, yeah, it's just awareness really. There's going to be a lot more traffic in the area, so keep your eyes especially peeled, please, when you're flying today. Okay, the cross section from Odium, this upper cloud, but with the front is disappearing slowly, and we're going to have, as you can see, nice few cumulus around about 4,000 feet, possibly going blue. 30% probability of going blue, it's saying on here. Winds nicely down the strip, anywhere between 260 and 280, and no weather warnings. We do have some arrivals though. There's a Beach 300 or 350 actually arriving at 11:50 local. There's an air test of a Beach 200 12 till 12:40 and a departure at 3 o'clock, but they're all small aircraft movements. Low cloud clearing by mid-morning, improving into some Q base 3,500 feet, and a possibility of blue locally during the afternoon with thermals to 4,500 feet. But there will be a strong westerly winds at flying height. So think about what I was saying earlier. You're going to get drifted towards that restricted area if you're in a weak thermal, so you need to be well on top of that. 12 knot winds with gusts of 26 expected on the ground, so we need to consider ground handling and set up on 27 dry, and Ron has already got the launch point vehicle out. These, by the way, we've got copies of this coordination notice inside the clubhouse and in reception if you want to pick up your own copy. So we've got 1K21 on the bookable system today with Malcolm George as the instructor. Mike Birch has got his course students on his K21. 4 and SH7 are on the bronze to silver course with Merv. So all the other 2-seaters are basically available for the casual list. 2 K13s, not one, because there's going to be no trial flights today. And Susie has got a K21 booked this afternoon. So All single-seaters otherwise are booked, and I would like either Ron or myself to personally brief all single-seater pilots before they get airborne on the airspace and the local restrictions today, please. Reminder, the buggies, blah, 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 and simulators available, but hopefully we'll be flying today, the real things. Okay, and there's a list. Malcolm George with his 4 students and pretty well everything booked. Only SH6 this afternoon is free for some reason. Got quite a few students on the casual list, but no instructors. So if we have any spare instructors around or someone would like to do some instructing, please make yourself known. I've got to do a couple of flights with Graham Stallard in the K13, but that's that. All of that. So the setup today is going to be on runway 27, fairly standard. Any grid today will be to the north as usual. Circuits north or south at the moment, but bearing in mind at 12 o'clock when the Odium airspace opens, it's going to be quite a tighter circuit to the north if you do end up on that side. We do have a rear seat available in a Nimbus 3DT. If anyone would like to have a flight in that today, just let me know and I'll point you in the right direction. It'll be a very enjoyable flight if you get the opportunity to do it. Okay, so let's go and get the kit out, make the most of this weather. It's going to be a lovely day, and I'll see you out on the airfield shortly. Fly safe. Bye.